What excites you about having him as a teammate? And how do you think he'll fit with?
His energy, his pace. You watch how he gets down the floor, and it kind of the same thing when we had those a couple years ago. You get the ball, because he's running. So we don't want him to be the only one that's on the floor and pushing the ball. So for me, I'm very excited. Just running the floor with him. Elite passer, as we all know, elite lob passer. Catching a couple of lobs from him, but I think his energy, his motor that he always plays with and always brings to every game is something that's going to propel all of us to, play like that for 82. Because he there's not one game where he doesn't have that energy and that motor, and we can feed off of that. If we know a guy's going to bring it every night, to be honest, every night guys are going to start getting to game 60, game 50, like, all right, I need a day. But when you have a guy like that that's bringing that energy and that motor, it gets you going.
AD, what was the rehab process like during the off season, and how does your body feel right now?
Body feel great. It's a lot of just weight strengthening. Getting the Achilles back right. The Achilles was actually fine come towards playoff time, but then it was the groin and the knee. So that was the main focus this summer. Just basically starting from scratch and just building my body back up to where I'm comfortable again. And I feel like I got to that point.
AD, last year you had shared with us that you had gotten vaccinated when that became available to the team. Curious what your reaction has been to some of the comments from players around the league who haven't yet gotten vaccinated, and then what do you think it means for this team? Rob said last week you guys are on pace or will be 100% vaccinated as a team by opening day or opening night. What do you think that means to you and this team?
I'm not sure what some of the other players have said, but at the end of the day, my opinion on it is that every man in this league is a grown man and have their opinion to do what they want to do. For us as a team, we focus on ourselves and what we can do as an organization. And, I think everybody on the team is vaccinated, if I'm not mistaken. And, we all have families. I personally did it for my family. At the time, I had one child, now I have two. My parents was coming around. I had people coming in and out of the house, working, and things like that. Me traveling on the road. I just wanted to make sure I would always protect my family, and that's first and foremost, and myself, and everyone else around me. And I feel like everyone on the team feels the same way. Hence why I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think everyone on the team is vaccinated, or almost everyone. So, I think that's the main focus for us. Making sure that our organization is doing everything we can to help the world, help the community, and do our part.
Hey, D, first off, congratulations for that.
Thank you.
Backtracking to what you're talking about with the rehab, were there any things that you've done differently this off season as opposed to other years that you think that will maximize your chances of having a good, clean bill of health this season?
Excuse me. No, I think last summer or last mini summer, I didn't have that much time to get back on track from the bubble going into the next season. And I think a lot of guys around the league. That's why a lot of guys were getting hurt. But I had my full summer where I was able to, 12 weeks, 3 months, 4 months of training to get my body back to where it's supposed to be. So I'm excited about that. But I think that was the biggest focus. Just the season came a little too early. And guys that had that proper training, especially guys that went to the bubble and went into a deep playoff run, guys that had that proper training to train their bodies like they normally do to prepare for a season. And, the Lakers in Miami only had, I think, 70-some days before game one, which is insane. So I think guys got that full summer, able to rehab and able to get their bodies back. So I think all the guys on the team are healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, AD, given where you're at in your career, do you feel a responsibility this year to make this more your team, to stay on the floor enough to make this, to become the leader of this team?
No, I think I have the capability of doing so. Obviously, we got a lot of great talent on the team, a lot of great leaders, LeBron, myself, Russ, Mel. And it takes a group for leadership. Obviously, I know that the guys have talked to me about, this is your team. We go as you go. And kind of the same thing that we did my first year here. But I think adding, a couple guys, it makes that job a lot easier, where it takes a lot of stress and a lot of load off one guy, where we can have 4, 5, 6 guys that can do what they have to do to win basketball games. And, at the end of the day, we all have to sacrifice to be able to, reach our common goal, and that's win the championship.
AD, you talked about the internal motivation with the Achilles and the 30 games. Externally, there's a lot of gibber talk about how old this team is and will they break down. LeBron seems to be motivated by that. Are you motivated by that?
Yes. I think our entire organization is motivated by that. Our team is motivated by that. It's like people not counting us out because we're the Lakers and who our team is, but they're counting us out because we're old. And we see it, and it's fun, it's exciting. That's why we're so excited to get started. And everybody has touched on it all over social media. Mel has said some. Russ Braun is the most vocal about it, but everyone is motivated to get started and show everyone that I forgot who said it. Maybe I forgot the name of the song, but age ain't nothing but a number. So thank you guys. Y'all won't see me anymore for the rest of the season.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. What's up?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Good, good. Can you talk about your level of enthusiasm going into the season because of all the moves that have been made? And AD was also just talking about how you and some of your teammates are talking about the criticism about the age of this team and how that motivates you as well.
I'm super excited. I was excited. I mean, I've been up since like 5:30 this morning. I was excited driving here this morning, getting ready for another season, getting ready to see my teammates. To be honest, getting ready to see you guys. I mean, missed you guys and some of your great and sometimes not so great questions, but your questions are always great. But I'm excited for what's in store for us this year. And but every day is a process. Every day, it's all about the journey and just putting in the work and then the narrative about our age. I kind of laugh at it. I actually really do laugh, and I'm not just saying that. But some of the memes and some of the jokes have been, extremely funny. And just some of it is just, just trying to get people to read tabloids and things of that nature. But the game is won in between those four lines, and it's not won on the bottom ticker. It's not won in a newspaper. It's not won on sports talk shows and things of that nature. If we come out and we put the time in, we put the work in, we make our own narrative. And one thing that we know, where we are, we got a bunch of guys that's been in this league for quite a while that understands and knows what it takes to win. And that's the business that we're in, of winning, and doing it all the time, and not just on occasion. So I look forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's up, Ron?
What's up, BT?
Welcome back, man.
Man, appreciate it.
How important was it for you, AD, and Jared to try to help put this team together? And what have the conversations been like with Russ on how he should fit in, how he should play his game?
Well, it's exciting, helping put this team together this summer, understanding what I felt and we all felt that was going to help us be a title contending team, make us as explosive as we could be, both offensively and defensively. And, and we was able to do that. Obviously, it's all about putting the work in. I'm not going to sit here and talk about hypotheticals and things of that nature, but we have a team that's looking forward to putting in the work. As far as Russ, we need Russ to be Russ. We need Russ to change for anybody. That's why we got him. And that's our job to all help him feel comfortable in our system. And he's going to be as dynamic as he's always been. So I look forward to that.
Hi, LeBron. Welcome back. We've seen some of the social media from workouts specifically with you and Russ. I'm wondering, with him as a workout partner, a future teammate, what's that been like? Is there something unique that he brings to the gym when you guys are in there together?
Just his passion alone. Very passionate about the sport, very passionate about his craft, and very passionate about, putting in the work. And one thing about it, I can respect all those things. We've been tied at the hip pretty much since we made the acquisition. And we're going to continue to be that. We're going to hold each other accountable. AD is going to hold us accountable. We're going to hold AD accountable because it's going to start in with us. So, we look forward to that. We look forward to continuing to get better and figuring out ways we can be the best team we can be by bringing our individual talents to that.
LeBron, over here. Good to see you, first of all. Rob told us last week that this team is going to be 100% vaccinated by opening night. How big of a priority was that as a leader for this team for you guys to get to that point going into the year? Was that I know it's a personal discussion, but was it a team discussion too to make sure that you guys had the best possible chances to have everybody available?
No, it was never a team discussion, but I think at the end of the day, you always trying to figure out ways that you can always be available and protect one another, and put yourself in the best possible chance where you are available to your teammates, available to to what we need to do on the floor. And the ultimate goal is to obviously win a championship. And it starts with being, obviously health is the number one thing. And also just holding each other accountable on the floor. So, we're excited to know that we've given ourselves a another opportunity to be available to each other, and that's what it came down to.
Hey LeBron, how are you?
How you doing?
Good. Despite all of your accomplishments, around this time last year, you told us that heading into each season, you always feel as though you have something to prove. I'm curious, heading into this season, what is that thing that you feel like you have to prove?
I have to prove to my teammates that I'm available, that I'm holding myself accountable, that I am the leader that I say I am, and that every night I'm gonna be there for them through the ups and through the downs. And that is every day I wake up with that responsibility, and I take it to heart. Leadership for me is not a sometime thing. It's a 365 days, 66 on the leap year, and 24/7. And I practice it, I preach it, I live by it. So that is my that's my goal, that is my determination, and I have to prove that to my guys every single day. And that's what I hold. I hold very, very high, and I hold that to my heart.
Yeah, LeBron over here. Piggybacking off Dan's question, have you been vaccinated, and do you feel compelled to send a message to the rest of the country about the importance of vaccination?
I think when it comes down for me, I can speak about myself. I think everyone has their own choice to do what they feel is right for themselves and their family and things of that nature. I know that I was very skeptical about it all, but after doing my research and things of that nature, I felt like it was best suited for not only me but for my family and for my friends, and and that's why I decided to do it. So, but as far as I don't, you guys should know me. Anything that I talk about, I don't talk about other people and what they should do. I speak for me and for my family, and that's what it's about.
But you don't think the issue is important enough for someone with your stature to speak out on it?
We're talking about individuals' bodies. We're not talking about something that's political or racism or police brutality and things of that nature. We're talking about like people's bodies and well-beings. So I don't feel like for me personally that I should get involved in what other people should do for their bodies and their livelihoods. It would be me talking about somebody if they should, take this job or not. Listen, you have to do what's best for you and your family. If they should relocate, you have to do what's best for your family. So I know what I did for me and my family. I know some of my friends and what they did for their families. But as far as speaking for everybody and their individualities and things that they want to do, I don't feel like that's not my job.
Hey, LeBron. AD just kind of reiterated that last year the season started too soon, and that took its toll in whatever way on you guys. I'm just wondering what you look at, what you took out of a 4-month off season, and how important that is, for you especially, but for this team.
I mean, obviously, I can agree with AD. I understood, and I said it numerous of times that the season came too fast for everyone, not only us in the Heat, that played in the finals, but everybody that was a part of the bubble and things of that nature. But the 4 months that we've had to kind of just recalibrate, just get back to obviously some rest, but also just getting your mind back fresh. Able to spend a lot of time with your friends and your family and things of that nature, but also put a lot of work in, get healthy. That you weren't able to do in that short period of time from the bubble to the start of last season. So I think everybody's kind of benefited from it.
Hey, LeBron, you often talk about whether it's playmaking, scoring, you're going to do what's best in that given game, in that given season. Just wondering when you have a player like Russ that comes in, or maybe with Dwayne in Miami, if it's a different type of mindset, knowing what that teammate is, and how you approach that this year given Russ's presence.
Yeah, I mean, I watch enough sports and enough basketball, obviously, to know what I need to do to help the ball club, depending on the acquisitions that we make per year. So I'm very cerebral about what I need to do in order for our team to be as great as we can be, and also being able to, counterpart what Russ brings to the table, and all the other guys that we have as well. So I'm personally not worried about trying to fit with Russ, or fit with D Wade, or fit with AD when we made the acquisitions. I always figure it out. So I'm not worried about that. I don't think it's going to be, like, peanut butter and jelly to start the season, but that's all part of the process and all part of my work. I think that's all part of it. I like to actually put in the work, in order to get, to how great it can be. So I'm done because he's on his way over here. Sorry, guys.
Welcome back, mofo. What's up, Trev? Good to see you, man.
Good morning.
Mic check. Hey, Trevor. Just wondering some of the initial conversations you've had with the team so far, with the coaching staff. What stands out to you most about what your spot in this group is going to be, and what are you kind of most looking forward to getting the season started?
To be honest with you, my spot is just to come in and do what the team asked me to do. Whatever the role that is, I guess we'll figure it out during the camp. But regardless of whatever the role is, I know I'm ready for it. I'm a plug and play type player, so I've been around a lot, been in a bunch of different places, so I've always found a way to contribute to teams. So I'm not worried about that. I just worry about us being together, meshing together, and winning games.
Yeah, Trevor, what's your level of excitement? How excited are you to be back here where we know what you can do?
It's pretty exciting, man, especially with this group of players, this much talent. Um, I'm excited. There's really no other words for that. I'm ready to be able to show what we can do as a team. Um, just ready to go and try to compete for a championship.
Hey, Kyle Goon, Southern California News Group. Trevor, the last couple seasons, you didn't go to the bubble, right? And you did, and then you started last year sort of in a different situation. Haven't really had a full season in 2 or 3 years. What do you think being with the team at the start and being able to go through a whole season in one organization is going to be able to? What's that do for you?
Well, to be on the team from the beginning of the season, if that's what you're asking me, I think is important. I get a full season or however long to to train with a team, to learn, to try to build habits, to compete for a championship.
Trevor, what's up? Dan Wakey with the Los Angeles Times. Good to see you back in LA. There's been a lot of talk about sort of the overall age of this team.
Yeah.
What do you think it's going to be like to play on a team that's this, I guess, veteran? What's it going to be like in the locker room to have mostly an older group?
Well, to me, I feel like we're peers. Like, so our age together. It's almost like we're coming into the league at the same time. So it'd be kind of like being a rookie, right? Except you have experience. So I think with us having to being around the same age, I feel like that's what you need to push each other, or we can use it as a positive to make sure that if somebody isn't like up to par, you're able to hold them accountable for what their role is on this team. And that's another good thing about having veterans. Everybody's able to hold each other accountable and it not be um, looked at as you're bad mouthing or you talking down on, because everybody understands what the goal is. In order to do something that's hard, sometimes you got to have hard conversations and say hard things. So I look at it as a plus.
What's up, Trevor Ariza? Yeah, what pulled you back to the Lakers, and who was the biggest person that influenced your decision?
The biggest person that influenced my decision to come back to the Lakers was my son Tristan. Yes, my son. He after I started getting traded a bunch, their station was gonna be here at home. So, you know, he got tired of me being elsewhere. He wanted me to be home. So outside of basketball, he was the biggest influence. Uh, but the Lakers speak for themselves. This is a a franchise that is tied for the most championships in the game. So uh, everybody wants to put this jersey on, my belief. But Russ, as soon as he got traded, he's on my phone. Like, what's up, man? I need to talk to you. And I'm like, what the fuck you want to talk to me about? But yeah, Russ is my dog, and we stayed in like constant communication. So probably Russ.
Trevor, good to see you. Welcome back.
So there's two like universal truths of this team. One, that you're one of the Vegas favorites to win it all.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Okay, there's two like truths about this team that we know. One, that you're one of the Vegas favorites to win it all, and the other that there's 11 new players on this roster. So those two things in NBA history usually don't go together. How can you fast track camaraderie, being able to play together? You say you're a plug and play guy, but maybe not all 11 guys are plug and play guys. How did you guys do that this year?
Well, I think for us to be able to be the best that we can be, sacrifices is needed. The good thing about having veteran players is you've been around a long time. You pick up on tendencies, scouting reports. You've seen a bunch of them, so you kind of understand player tendencies. And when you have IQ, like guys who have extreme IQs and are basketball anomalies, you're able to just figure it out. And with the players that we have on this team, how smart they are, how talented they are, and they have a whole bunch of experience, you're able to figure it out.
Good morning. How are you, man?
Good,
to
how
see
are you?
Good. I'd like you to talk about, are you in, when you come in and you see all these superstars here, are you in awe of the position that you're in right now? And what do you see as the way that you can help this team win a championship?
I mean, like you said, I mean, with all the superstars that we got on this team, 6 Hall of Famers, if not more, it's crazy walking in the gym. I mean, my whole life I've grew up watching these kind of guys play. So, like you said, it is different, but at the same time, it's just basketball, and you got to come in and put in the work, and just a way that I can help, really just come to work every single day and be prepared.
Hey, Austin. Kyle Goon with Southern California News Group. Just wondering, I guess this team was coming together after you signed your deal and during summer league. What was that like? Just kind of watching your phone, seeing, oh, they got Russ, they got Melo, they got all the just seeing the process of the team coming together.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think it was my reaction was the same as everybody else's in the world. I mean, you see all these guys coming together, and like TA touched on, I mean, the IQ that's on this team is going to be crazy, and it's not. There's no ego in it as well. I mean, if anybody talks, people are going to listen. So putting all those IQs together is going to be special. But yeah, it was crazy seeing it all, and knowing that I was going to be a part of it in some way was special.
From The Athletic. Nice to meet you. Welcome. Am I correct? Your nickname is Hillbilly Kobe?
That's what they say.
Oh, what?
That's what they say.
Okay. We could just end it there. But what's the story behind that, and what is it like to have been referred to as Hillbilly Kobe for a while and to suddenly be here in in this environment?
Yeah, so my first year at Oklahoma, we had a GA, his name Anthony Rini. He came up to me one day and was like, "I figured it out," and I was like, what are you even talking about?" And he was like, "HBK," and I was like, "What?" He was like, "Hillbilly Kobe." I was like, whatever. And then one of the teammates heard it, and it just stuck. So for 3 years, that's what they said around. I mean, just Oklahoma, and then I guess people caught wind of it elsewhere. But I mean, it is what it is. I just move forward from it.
Hey, Austin, two things for you. One, just how have you felt like you've developed even since Summer League? Are there certain things that you saw there that you wanted to make sure to shore up before the season started? And then second, just wondered if your grandma had any further thoughts from the last time that she weighed in.
Yeah, no, really just getting in the gym from Summer League and just getting better all in all was the first thing. And then second, she's just happy, proud. I mean, she was a diehard Kobe fan, so just being in this situation is surreal to her. I mean, she's more than proud for me and really just wants to see me be happy and succeed.
I'm fascinated by this hillbilly Kobe thing. Are you more hillbilly or more Kobe?
Man, I don't even know. We'll go 50-50.
Are you hillbilly?
Not really, but I'm from Arkansas, the middle of nowhere, and I grew up on a farm, so it kind of fits.
And you followed Kobe when you were growing up?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm done.
Appreciate y'all.
What's up, everybody? How we doing? I missed you all.
Good morning, Coach. How good to see you again.
Great to be seen.
Yeah, you got that right. That's for sure. But judging by your way you came in, you're extremely excited about the year that's coming up. What's going to be different about this year as opposed to teams in the past where you have a large variety of ages?
Well, we all have to come together. We understand the talent that we have on the roster, and what we have the ability to do. But you have to put in the work, and you got to make the necessary sacrifices, and you got to figure things out, as they come up throughout the season. And I feel like our guys are highly motivated to do that.
Frank, Anthony says he's going to play center. So what can you tell us about that decision for the season?
He's played center the last 2 years. It's just what type of balance are we going to have? And that's still to be determined. I think the first year it was a near 50-50 balance of him playing alongside another big at the 4 and then him sliding to the 5. Last year was more him playing the 4, with Mark and Drummond and Trez getting a lot of those minutes in there. I think we're going to return more to the first year's balance, but he'll play some 4 and some 5.
Frank, last year you guys had some fairly costly interruptions due to COVID. I'm wondering what it means to you that this team, according to Rob last week, is on track to be 100% vaccinated by opening night.
What it means to be vaccinated?
I mean, I know what it means to be vaccinated. I'm wondering what it means to you. Is this thing on?
Yeah, there's a lot of noise over there.
What it means to you that your group will be 100% vaccinated after the interruption you got here?
It's huge. Obviously you want to be able to not be compromised, in any way with extended absence for quarantines or exposure quarantines. They were costly last year to our group. Not every team in the league this year, has that luxury, but we do. And, there was a lot of conversations and education to get that done along the way. And, I'm super proud of our guys for making that commitment. And, hopefully we don't have some of those disruptions like we did last year.
Good morning, Frank.
Morning.
How you doing today?
I'm good.
Good. When you and your coaching staff got together and you looked at the different opportunities to put lineups out there, How often do you guys go through? This would be a good lineup. This would be a good lineup. Okay, how are we gonna make this all work with basically 12 guys that can all play very well for you?
Well, it's definitely a challenge, and what we all like to call a good problem, right? But it is still a difficult challenge. The thing I like about it is all the lineups that we put on the whiteboard, with the different ways that we can go with our group, they're all good. They all look really good to me. There's not a lot of lineups we put up there, where you feel like you have some holes, and it's going to be a struggle to win with that group. So for us, it's just a matter of which of those good choices is going to be the best choices to start games, to finish games. The combinations of guys going to play throughout the year. All that stuff typically plays itself out in training camp, the practices, the early preseason games, and along the way in the regular season.
Hey, Frank. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
LeBron just told us that he thought it would maybe take a little time with Russell Westbrook to kind of figure out how that combination could best work, but that he sort of always figures it out, whether it's Dwayne Wade or other stuff. I'm curious, in your time with him, what have you seen in his adaptability that gives you confidence that sort of he'll always figure it out, to use his words?
Well, he can do it all, first of all, and he's willing to do it all. And that's what we've seen. In playing with AD 2 years ago, and as a new teammate, what he's done with Kyrie and obviously D Wade in Miami. All these other stars that he's played with, he's adapted his game, done whatever is necessary to win and put himself in position for the ultimate goal. And like I said, like the willingness to do it is one thing, but when you have his skill set and his mind, like he literally can do it all. So very confident that's going to work itself out.
Hey, Frank.
What's up, Kyle?
Good morning. Whenever you talk about a team with a lot of depth like your roster has, there's also a lot of mouths to feed, a lot of guys who are going to be looking for minutes. How do you kind of find the answer there? Do you think that the experience and the age that people are talking about as a negative will influence how guys are kind of able to find their roles and plug and play?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of mouths to feed, yes. But we all know, I think everybody on our team understands that to win the ultimate goal, to win a championship, we have to be a team first team. And everyone in uniform is going to put the team above themselves individually. And, they're all here to win a championship. So, that's something I'm not really worried about. The second part of your question was? Yeah, well, I think the age and experience can benefit you in this situation from a standpoint of understanding that stepping aside for a teammate or for the group to have success is sometimes necessary to win a championship, and I think the experience of our guys will help with that.
Hey, Frank. You guys obviously added a lot of shooting and scoring and playmaking, but I think one of the trade-offs is not as much defensive talent, at least in the backcourt. So you guys have been top 3 defensively the past 2 seasons. Is that still the expectation, and kind of how do you view that challenge of maybe getting more out of a less talented defensive group?
Yeah, we lost some strong perimeter defenders, but we've got great two-way players, and no one that we feel is really a liability. We have a smart scheme, that I think our guys will come in and compete in. And yeah, if we're going to set a high standard for what we can accomplish on the defensive end. Are we going to be the number 1 defense in the league again? I don't know. We have the rim protection to do it. We have the minds to do it. We have the athleticism to do it. Is this group going to commit like the teams of the last couple of years? That's going to be the question, and that's going to be the challenge placed upon them. Okay, thank you guys.
Morning. How you doing? I'm good. With all the superstars on this team, what do you see as your role in this team and getting in as you try to get to the championship and bring back another title?
Yes, sir. Actually, just spacing the floor. Because, like you said, they're superstars and they need space. And with my shooting ability and me able to get to the rim, it opens the floor up for everybody, not just myself. So I think them two are going to be the biggest things I bring to the table.
Sometimes can you be in awe of having all of this around you? Can you be in awe?
Involved?
No, in awe.
Oh,
like,
in
wow,
awe.
look at where I am.
No,
Look at all
I'm still
these
in awe
things.
right now, man.
Yeah.
I'm in awe every time I walk into the building. I'm in awe when I see all the names that's hung in these rafters and all the things, man. Every time I walk in here, I'm in awe. So yes, sir.
Hey, Malika, in the middle here. You had a couple of stretches last year where you were in a really nice rhythm, injury cut, the latest one short. And just wondering what you figured out about yourself and your fit in the NBA and the game at this point and how you see some of that carrying forward to this year.
Yes, sir. I was able to knock down my threes, man. I worked on a lot of threes last year, and I was able to boost my percentages up, and that opened everything up for me. So I just put a lot of work in with that, and a lot of finishing at the rim. So.
Malik, what's up? Dan Wakey with the Los Angeles Times. How different do you think things will be for you in terms of space and shot quality playing with Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis? A different tier of player than you've had so far in your career.
Yeah, definitely, man. I think I get a way more open shots, not rushed. Just a lot of open, good looks, man. Because all these guys are great and they're not selfish too as well. So I'll be ready to knock the shots down.
Hey Malik, Kyle Goon from Southern California News Group. You talked a lot about how shooting is going to be important playing with LeBron and Russ. How did that affect your off season? Is there something you've worked on skill wise, moving without the ball, shooting on catch and shoot that you hope will translate to a role with this team?
I was always kind of good at playing off the basketball, so that's always something I always work on. I never shy away from that. So yes, sir.
Malik, how's it going? Has there been anything communicated? Has there been anything communicated from the coaching staff about the competition for starting lineup positions?
Oh no, we haven't. We haven't talked about anything about that yet. I think we just all gonna compete, man. I'm here. I don't care if I start or come off the bench. I'm just here to be the best Malik I could be for the Lakers.
Sorry, Nick Hama on Zoom. Nick Hamilton on Zoom. You can come off mute, Nick.
Hey man, what's going on? Long time no see. What's up, BT? How you doing, man? Good. Good to see you. For sure.
Wayne, you know he's international.
Oh, you're international.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
What do you see as your role with this club this year in trying to attain the ultimate goal?
Yeah. To be myself, be who I am. Shooter. Obviously, spread the floor. Create space. Knock down shots. Defend on the other end. As a veteran, help lead. And from there, do whatever's asked of me. Whatever coach needs me to do whatever my teammates need me to do. It's all about winning games.
And of course, you're just smiling like crazy when you see the players that you are playing with and how that helps you in your game.
Oh, for sure. for sure. You know, as a shooter, you get to play with guys that demand so much attention. You know, you lick your chops at that. You get excited about that just because you think of the type of looks that you're going to get. Obviously, teams have to help other defenders on those guys, and like I said, it just creates so much opportunity, creates openings, creates shots, and for me to be able to complement that and create space, it's a perfect opportunity.
Hey Wayne, Kyle Goon with Southern California News Group. You said when you first got introduced, your first stint in the Lakers could be how it started, where it's going now. But I'm wondering how some of those teams that you've been on in the past and where you are in your career influences kind of how you view this opportunity this season with the talent on this roster.
Well, I view it as an opportunity that doesn't come every single day, obviously. It's an opportunity that everybody's excited about. To see this type of talent on one roster is something that we're all excited to get on the floor and put it to work. It's a situation that can be beautiful. Obviously, we got championship aspirations, and we're willing to put the work in and get it done.
Yeah, Wayne, when you hear people talk about the age of this team, do you ever think, wait a minute, they're calling me old? And do you think is that a motivating factor?
It's definitely a motivating factor. It's definitely. I mean, you look at the league though, and the teams that have won championships in the past, they haven't been the youngest teams in the league. That's for sure. So I think you look at that, you take it with a grain of salt. You look at the guys that you're calling old, and you think about the type of IQ they have, and the type of experience, the winning that they've done in this league. And I mean, you say old, but I see guys. We were just together for a little group mini camp, and guys are flying around. So there's a lot of excitement and a lot of youth within this team for sure.
No, Darren, you're not up now, buddy. Wait. What's up, Wayne?
What's going on, man?
How you doing?
I'm blessed.
So if I want to buy a house like Jim Hill's Palace, you're the guy I get in contact with?
I can get you right for sure.
Appreciate that. Him now. Start talking like that. Okay? All right. So how do you feel about competing for the starting two position? Obviously, you guys have a lot of players that can play there. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, no, I mean it's great. It's great that type of competition is there. When you look at who is already inked in for starting spots, think about what those guys need to complement them. I feel like I'm one of those players that can definitely help. I think I create space. I create gravity on the floor. I know how to move without the ball. I'm a catch and shoot guy. I feel like what I bring to the table definitely complements it. But at the end of the day, man, I'm here. I'm here to help win a championship. So whatever Coach Vogel and the guys feel like is the best person out there to complement those guys, man, that's what it's gonna be. And I'll be here and I'll be ready to do my job no matter what.
When you've competed against LeBron for a long time, a long time because you're so old. What is it about him where he's managed to figure it out with other kind of star pairings? And because it doesn't work for everybody. Sometimes you put together a group of stars, and more often than not, it doesn't work. Why has he been able to make it work with different kinds of guys?
I think Bron's a very selfless player, right? I think he's very engaged with his team and his teammates, and his IQ is through the roof. He understands how to fit and how to help guys, and if you watch him throughout the years, obviously, he knows how to make something out of anything, right? And so he's a player that's once in a lifetime type of guy who can gel and can make guys comfortable, and he knows how to make pieces complement him. He's so selfless, and he plays such in the right way that it always works out for him.
Hey Wayne, just wondered in the middle here, how you doing?
What's up, Mike?
What's up? Just wondered how your game has evolved from, you mentioned some spot-up shooting, but being able to shoot above the break or run off screens, and how that might fit in, especially playing around some of the players like a LeBron or a Russ or an AD.
Yeah, well, I mean that's something that I've worked on for years and years and years, and really focused on, studied, and continue to get better at. So, you know, I say timing is everything, and I think it's a perfect time. Perfect time to really bring those skills out that I've worked on for so many years and sharpened up. And like I keep saying, I think it just really complements this team a lot. With the type of attackers that are on this team and guys that get in the paint and draw so much attention, you got to have a guy that understands those angles, how to be in the vision of those guys at all time, how to move without the ball, how to create some space. Um, and those are all things that I've learned and really worked on. So I'm excited, man. I'm very excited, Mike.
Hey Wayne, it's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
You just alluded to the mini camp you guys had in Vegas, and the last time this team was able to do that, or LeBron was able to organize that, was 2 years ago. And guys talked all year about the value of that time together and kind of being the foundation of the chemistry that team leaned on, all season.
Yep.
I'm curious, what do you think maybe you guys took out of that weekend together? What did you learn in addition to what you referenced already about this team when you were finally able to get in that environment and kind of get going?
I think the same thing. More so off the court than on the court. Just being able to be around the guys, hang out a little bit, have conversations, get comfortable with each other, get to know each other more. Obviously, we all know each other from competing against each other or playing with. Some of us played with each other already, but just to bring the group together and really, have some fun and enjoy each other and talk about what this season's going to entail. I think it made everybody so much more comfortable. And see guys coming here, it seems like we've been together for a little while already. It feels like it. So I think it was very important. And I think it's going to take us a long way this year for sure.
Hey Wayne, is this situation a shooter's dream, playing with LeBron and Russ and AD and all the attention that they're going to have? And do you feel like this might be the best looks you've ever gotten in your career?
I think you could call it that for sure. It's definitely shooter's paradise. Those guys, the beauty of it is those guys love to pass the ball. Those guys love getting assists, right? So they demand so much attention, but then they're always going to make the right play. So I definitely think I'll get some. I've been working on just some standstill catch and shoots, man, with nobody guarding me. Usually I'm flying off screens trying to create some space for myself, but I don't think I'll have to do much of that this year. Hey, Mark, you don't have any question for me? Come on, man.
Good morning. Still morning, right?
Yeah. Good morning to you too. How you doing this morning?
I'm feeling pretty dang good, man.
And you should be, considering where you are and the surroundings that you're in right now with the Laker organization. I'd like you to talk about your position with the organization, with this team, and are you in a little bit of awe today?
Yeah, just to kind of see it all come together. We spent a little bit of time together this past weekend in Vegas, so it was good to kind of hang out with the guys before things got pretty serious. So really good time, really good for the soul and for the mind, and getting a glimpse, coming back here for the second time around, really understanding what it means to wear a Laker jersey. I came here, I got traded right at the deadline in 2014. So Kobe was hurt, and I played 23 games here. For the first time, I think our biggest win when I was here was beating the Celtics on ESPN. I think we were both won 18 games or something. So totally different feel this time around. Being in the locker room with so many guys that have been around the block and feeling kind of like the middle child, with this being my 10th season. It's a breath of fresh air. A lot of the stuff that you deal with teams that are trying to figure out where they want to be or who they want to be. That's not the case here. It's all or nothing, and it's not a better situation you want to be in.
Hey, Kent, Kyle Goon from Southern California News Group. Rob told us last week that the team is on track to be 100% vaccinated by opening night. I know in the spring you were one of the players who expressed maybe some skepticism. LeBron said he was skeptical, did some research, decided to get vaccinated. I was wondering if something similar happened to you, or what changed your mind.
Yeah. Early on, I'm a big health advocate. I do everything I can to take care of my body. Um, nutrition, hydration, recovery, weight training, everything. I take upon myself to stay healthy. And when the vaccine first came out, I felt like it was, kind of forced on me, and I'm not a person that responds well to that. It just kind of put the shell around me. I kind of fought it off a little bit. My body didn't really. I'm a big energy person. I didn't really feel the right energy towards it, but I had a good call with Rob Pelinka, and he laid it down to me in the most the most fairly honest way that I ever heard. And to pass up an opportunity like this to be on a roster with so many greats, especially during my era, it'd be a hard opportunity to pass up. And then at the end of the day, what helps me sleep about, I have my first dose, get my second dose here in a couple weeks. But what helps me sleep at night is that, I made the decision, for myself, and I just didn't get it because, I was told to. So at the end of the day, man, I've made a ton of sacrifices playing this game of basketball, and that's what this game is all about. So, once I got it, I just kind of, it's good that I can kind of put it behind me now and really focus on basketball.
Hey, Ken, you shot a career high 41% on threes last season. How much work has gone into developing and improving your shot? And what do you think about the quality of looks you're going to be getting around LeBron, Russ, and AD?
Yeah, it was. I'm not really a guy that looks at stats throughout the year, but once it was coming to a close, I kind of realized where I were and what that meant. Not only for the team I was a part of, but my career. And as you get older, that shooting becomes a staple. And for me, it was just learning more about the game, learning more about the science behind shot preparation, which shots to shoot. It plays a big part of it as well. I mean, if you shoot every three that you get, probably won't shoot 40%, but just getting into the right spots, getting into the passing lanes, understanding the strengths and weaknesses of your teammates. If I know if my teammate's going left, it's a harder pass. So getting in a better position for him to find me and being prepared for that. Staying on balance. All those things and I'm still working on that. I only shot a little less than 3 threes a game last year. I look to kind of get that up a little bit with the opportunity I'll get with Russ, Bron, AD, Rondo was a great passer. Probably double teams from Carmelo. I mean, I can go down the list of just what may happen and where I may get my threes. It's kind of how I see the game now. So it's. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, we can't skip steps. There's so many things that go into being a championship team, and I'm just looking forward to that challenge and watching it all come together.
Hey, Ken, right in the middle here. This team lost some perimeter defensive talent from the last couple of years, and you've guarded all types of players throughout your 10 years. Just wondering what you think is the most important aspect on that end from what your skill set is and how you fit on that end with this squad.
I think it's going to be paying attention to detail, as a unit. Obviously, you can have a lockdown defender, one lockdown defender, but if there's no rim protection, if there aren't 4 other guys on a string, shrinking the floor, in passing lanes, then none of that really matters. I think the best defensive teams have players highlighted because there are other guys around it that make them make his job easier. This league has so many talented scorers. I played with 2 of the best, the past 2 seasons with Dame in Portland, and then obviously Steph with the year that he had. There isn't one player, one guy that could contain them. It's a team thing, and I think having I saw Dwight, DeAndre, and AD taking a picture. Those three guys standing beside each other, and that's just as a guard, as a defensive guard, that's just all you want. You could be aggressive out in the perimeter and just funnel those guys to the rim, and if they finishing over them all night, and you live with it. But the chances of that, 7 feet at the rim all night, that's just good luck.
Yeah, you said earlier Rob was as honest as you've heard about the vaccine. It might help others who are listening to this to know what that honesty entailed. What did he tell you?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, man, you want to live your life, right? You don't want to have this whatever it is looming over your shoulder, and having you view the world differently. I mean, whatever you can do, and it wasn't really pertaining to the vaccine per se. It was just kind of a life philosophy. Whatever you can do, life is going to be stressful anyway. Regardless of what walk of life you come from, it's going to be trials and tribulations. But whatever you can do to just, get rid of some of the distractions and just live your life. Continue to do the things you do. Like, I'm gonna continue to take care of my body. I'm gonna continue to put the right things in my body. I'm gonna continue to do all those things. But I got, one big monkey off of my back. Especially pertaining to my job and what it would cost not being able to play in a gym inside of the whole state of California or New York. I could sleep well at night knowing that I don't have to deal with that. So for me, that's just what it is. I want to live to see 130. So if I don't get this vaccine, I got that kind of stress on me, then there's no way.
Was it a condition of you coming here that you get the vaccine?
No. I will say the front office and the organization did an amazing job of, first off, hearing me out and why I didn't want to do it in the first place. They were really diligent in the whole process of, staying patient with me. And I think the most important thing was that phone call, because first they were talking through my agent, but once we got on the phone together and kind of shared our pieces, I thought about it for, a couple of days over the weekend, and I made a decision to go through with it. Because, at the end of the day, I mean, one thing you don't want to have is regret. And, if I go to another team or miss this season because I didn't do it, and I got to watch these guys, party with the Larry O'Brien trophy, and I'm going to be, pretty hurt. So, like I said earlier, this is a situation that you can't pass up. And, I'm glad I'm putting it behind me. Yep.
Oh man. Carmelo, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good
And
morning.
you know this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I know most of y'all.
Yeah.
Been around a minute.
Yeah. A lot of the conversation today has been around vaccination, and with Rob Pelinka talking about getting the team 100%. What are your thoughts on getting vaccinated and how the Lakers can set an example to not only the rest of the league, but to maybe the entire nation because of what you do, your actions?
Yeah, well, I think the Lakers organization is doing a great job of just staying ahead of it and following protocol and getting people to follow protocol. And, the most important thing is staying healthy. We, especially with us, I mean, our goals and what we're trying to accomplish, like, we don't want nothing compromising that. I know we can't control a lot of things. We can't control, what COVID and things like that, but we can do what we have to do to try to prevent it. So.
And we'll be vaccinated?
Say it again?
You're going to be vaccinated, or you are vaccinated?
We're 100%. We're 100% over there.
Hey, Melo, first off, congrats with the book and everything. What have you done over the years from a dietary and training standpoint that you think has helped your longevity?
Just got smarter. You get smarter, man. It started to become a lifestyle as opposed to
plotting and planning what you're gonna eat and what you're not, but it just become part of your daily routine. And I think the older you get, you start understanding your body. You start, it's too many resources out here now not to know our body, not to take advantage of, what's out there. So, I decided to take my own body, mind, and spirit into my own control and do what I do, man. And it's happiness too. You're happy. That's healthy. Um, I didn't really do much though. Like I didn't cut much out. Maybe portion it a little bit differently, substitute some things here and there. But I think just being part of your lifestyle, man, just your daily routine and understanding what you have to do to as long as you playing this game.
Like you with the Los Angeles Times, good to see you. You know firsthand how difficult sometimes it can be to kind of mesh a superstar's game with another or two or whatever. Why has LeBron been able to figure it out at different stages in his career? And when you look at this group here, what gives you confidence that he'll be able to figure it out again this year?
I mean, the way he sees the game, the way he understands how to put teams together. We've seen it throughout. I know I've seen it throughout my whole career. As long as I've known him, he's been able to put, the pieces that he really needs for him to be at his best. And you look at his teams just over the years. All the teams was a lot different. Every year causes for a different type of LeBron. So I mean, we don't know what LeBron we're gonna get this year. I think that's the exciting part of it. But I do think that this team has been assembled the right way, with the right pieces. It's not just any type of players that's meshed together. A lot of times when you put a group of players together, a group of talent like we have, a lot of times it doesn't work out. But I think where we at in our careers and understanding what we have to do, understanding the sacrifices that we all gonna have to take and make in order for this to work. I think that's the beauty in the actual journey that we're about to go on. The ups and downs, it ain't gonna be great all the time. It's be ups and downs, it's gonna be arguments, it's gonna be fights, it's gonna, but as long as we know what time it is, that we got each other's back and we going to war with each other, and that's the only thing that matters.
Hey, Carmelo, Kyle Goon with Southern California News Group. I know you guys have all addressed some of the noise from outside about the age of this roster, but I was wondering, how do you guys talk about it with each other? I mean, is it something you share, some jokes? Is it a laugh? Is it bulletin board material? Do you
It's
ignore it?
It's never bulletin board material because it's a narrative, right? It's somebody else's narrative. It's not our narrative. I don't think we will all be here together, regardless of age, if we didn't believe in our ability and what we can do. So as far as the age goes, it's definitely not bulletin worthy. It's funny. Actually, it is funny because this is the only kind of lane and genre where you got to be a certain age to be successful or be great. So we laugh at it. It's funny. The first time I heard it, it was funny.
Hey, Mello, Bill Oram with The Athletic. A different spin on the age question, I guess. What do you think it's going to be like culturally, like on the plane, in the locker room, just to have a bunch of guys who, have been in the league this long, kind of the
It'll
same
be fun.
generation of player?
It'll be fun, man. It'll be fun. It'll be fun because I just think that, we all know, from a basketball standpoint, what we can do here and what's the goal. But I think in the midst of that, of working towards that goal, you have to enjoy it. You have to have fun. You have to, laugh and be loose a little bit when it comes to this journey. Because if you don't, it becomes a job. It is a job, but you want to have fun coming to work every day. You don't want to regret coming to work because then it becomes something different. We leave all the other stuff outside of this building, outside the court, and when we come in here and when we travel and when we out and about and we eat and we talk in the hotels and on the planes, We're gonna enjoy every moment of that because we don't get moments like this often, where you have a group of guys of this stature on one team that all like each other. That's very hard to find.
Hey Carmelo, Mike Trudell with the Lakers and Spectrum Sportsnet. Just thinking 2003 draft night and then the first couple of years playing against LeBron, you guys measuring yourselves against each other. Was there a certain point where you envisioned, using your skills together outside of Team USA, and the fact that it's here, you're still contributing to winning in the ways that you guys are? How has that whole process gone through your mind?
It's it puts a lot of things in perspective. We knew each other since we was 15. We've been competing against each other since 15. This is year 19 for us. Like that journey itself, alongside somebody like LeBron, like you can't write that any better. You can't describe that any better. It's not just basketball though. It's different. You know what I'm saying? It's a different feel. It's a different vibe that we have. It's a different connection. No matter if I was in Denver playing, New York, wherever I was at, wherever he was at, that connection was always there. And the conversations always happen. It was talks before. It was. I honestly don't think he was ready. I don't think I was ready at the times that it could have happened. But here we are now, man. Timing is everything. Thank you.
Yeah, fine. Hey Russell, how are you? Going to Jim Hill right now.
Hey, what's up, baby?
Good
How
to
you
see
doing,
you again.
man?
Good, good.
You all right?
How does it make you feel when you hear LeBron? We was talking a little while ago about he was saying we want Russell to be Russell. We want him to do what he does. We want him to just carry the load here. That's a heck of a compliment coming from someone of his stature.
Yeah, man. And it's when you come to a team and you come to a new team and guys welcome you with open arms. To me, I just take it as a sense of I know I have a job. I know I have to go out and compete, but alongside I'm gonna make sure that I take that and make sure I make those guys better. So my job is to make sure I uplift Brian, AD, make sure those guys are competing at the highest level, making sure I make my teammates around me better.
Because listening to your teammates talk, they're talking about them coming up to your level of as far as excitement is concerned and getting the ball up the floor.
Yeah, that's what I bring to the table. It's one of my things I take pride in, is making sure that each and every night I bring the energy and effort and the speed and the pace. And alongside that, I'll make sure I can continue to bring those guys along and help them along the way.
Hey Russ, Mike Trudell with the Lakers and Spectrum Sportsnet. LeBron said that since you signed, you've in some ways been attached to the hip, and I just wondered what it's been like building that connection for somebody you played against for a lot of years and with on Team USA, but just what you've learned about each other over these last couple of months.
It's been great. Like I said, when you come to a new place, and obviously me and Bron's been friends before I came here, but been actually being on the same team and understanding his work ethic, understanding mine, understanding the preparation, understanding how bad. He wants to win, and the things he's able to do to prepare himself allows me to see a different side of him where we connected. I think it's good because we both understand and know what it takes to be able to win. But obviously, Brian understands what it takes to get to that next level. And I'm able to kind of learn and understand some things from him along the way, and I've been able to do that.
Hey, Russ. Dan Wyke with the Los Angeles Times. Whenever great players come together, the word fit gets thrown around all the time. What have you learned in your experiences playing with great players? You've done it at every stop in your career. About sort of that notion of fit, and what do you think makes it work? I guess.
I honestly don't pay much mind to it, to be honest, because the game will always tell you kind of what to do. I always believe throughout the season it's going to be ups and downs. There may be times where it look like it may not work. There may be times where it's clicking on all cylinders. And as a team, you got to understand that, and I understand that. But being with multiple players and on different teams, and understanding that there's going to be a process. My job is to make sure that I continue to just make those guys better. That's all I really want to do, is to make sure that whether they are the most comfortable in their own skin and they're playing at their best. AD and Bron and the rest of the guys are playing at the highest level they can play at, and I want to make sure I can uplift them and use my abilities to better make those guys better.
Hey, Russ. Gerard Moncure, Fox 11. I'm just curious about the journey that you've had in the NBA and in where you're sitting right now at this moment. And if you ever had what were your thoughts about ever playing for the Lakers and coming home?
There's always been conversations about me coming home for every summer, damn near. And I never really thought it would actually kind of pull through until obviously now. So be able to sit here and talking to you guys and be in this Laker uniform is just a blessing just for me and my family and my loved ones and the people here that support me, especially being from LA and being able to kind of be back home, finally. It's just a blessing. I'm happy and super excited about it.
Hey, Russ. AD and Frank were just talking to us about him playing more center this season, and I'm curious, what does AD at the 5 do for you guys offensively in terms of just the spacing and the driving lanes?
It can be deadly because AD is obviously one of the best players in the world. He can play inside, he can shoot it, can kind of pretty much do everything. And him at the 5, you never know, where he's going to be. He can roll, he can pop, he can space the floor. And that creates an advantage for us, each and every night because I don't really know if there's nobody in the world that can guard him at the 5 or the 4. It doesn't really matter, but him at the 5 really gives us an advantage, I believe.
Hey, Russ. Kyle Goon. Just this being in this building, wearing this jersey, are there sort of steps here in the last couple weeks, couple months that have just made this dream that you had of coming home, playing for the Lakers, feel more real?
Slowly but surely, yeah. Each and every day being able to just have access to the Lakers facility to me is I don't take for granted. I don't take any opportunity to be able to have a job, being able to have somewhere to be able to go to work, especially even more now than ever. I do not take anything for granted, especially being to play for the Lakers, being back home. It's just a blessing, and I, cherish every morning. I'm gonna make sure that I can continue to go out and play and do the best I can, for the Lakers.
Yeah, Russ. Rob Pelinka said you guys are going to be 100% vaccinated. How important is that to you personally, and what kind of message does that send to the rest of the league?
Yeah, I think everybody's decision and understanding vaccinations it's kind of their own personal decision, and whatever guys want to do, whatever they don't want to do, and obviously the Lakers and guys are committed to vaccination. I think is good, for us.
Hey, Russ, what have you done from a training and diet standpoint that has helped your longevity and being healthy over the years?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you, buddy.
Sorry. Just trying to ask, what have you done from a training and a diet standpoint that has helped your longevity and staying healthy over the years?
Just taking care of my body, finding ways to be able to take time off. Rest is big for me because I know when I'm playing and how I'm playing consistently on a night-in-night-out basis it takes a lot of just out of me mentally. And the physical part will kind of take care of itself, but I want to make sure that each and every day and every summer I kind of rest and take care of my body and understanding how that impacts me for the longevity of my career.
Hey Russ, what did you take away from the weekend you guys spent together in Vegas? Wayne said that probably the biggest stuff was off the court. In what ways maybe did this group come together?
You just get a chance to know guys, know what they like, know what they don't like, and that's the best part about having a team and creating a brotherhood, because you get a chance to communicate about different things, not about basketball at all. Get a chance to communicate about family, about things, philanthropy work, business side of things. You get a chance to learn different things, and especially with the group of guys we have here, have been in the league a long time, know a lot of different people. We all know some of the same people, which is good to just converse about and talk about.
Hey Russ, Kirk Sandoval, ABC7. When you called Trevor Ariza, a lot of people might go, "Oh, two UCLA guys."
Yeah.
But what was it in your heart that said, "I'm going to call him"? Because he goes, "What are you calling me for?" And why did you say, "I'm calling him"? And can you share what that was like?
Because that's my dog, Trev. We from LA. That's one of my, one of the guys that being from LA that made it to the NBA. It's guys that you can look up to and be like, he from the same place I'm from. He from LA, and I've been always having that connection, been back home, and then I've been trying to get a chance to play with Trevor and been on the same team just because we just connect on many different levels. And the moment that he was free and I got traded here, he was my first call right away, and he knew I was serious because I called him immediately. Yep.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, more important.
Yeah. No, I didn't buy nothing yet.
But more important, how are you doing today?
Good, huh?
I'd like you to talk about, your level of excitement coming in. This is, media day, and now everything officially is getting underway.
Saying how I feel. I'm excited. Just with this group is going to be amazing for me. So I'm just excited to get going.
And when you went on your trip with LeBron, what was that like, and what did it mean to you?
The trip. It was, just being around the team is always going to be great, especially before training camp. It was a great camaraderie event, so I feel like going into training camp would be a lot easier.
Hey, Taylor, Rob and right in the middle here, right? Rob and Frank have both talked about a discussion with you about the defensive side of the floor, the upside that they think you have there, particularly with this team, and just wondered what you guys discussed and kind of where you see yourself fitting in on that end and how you can contribute.
Just trying to see myself as that person, being, using my youth to go out there and, guard guys and try to use my tools that I have just to, be good at that on that end of the floor. So, I'm just trying to work hard at that, and I just try and get better overall, throughout the whole year.
Hey, Taylor, you spoke after the season and a few weeks ago about trying to improve your shot and how that was one of the key things for you this offseason. Where do you feel like your shot is at? I mean, we've seen some of the videos of you in here, but where do you think it's at going into the season?
I'm positive about it. Just being, just trying to, get the reps in and trusting the work that I put in is something that, I feel like will go a long way. So just being able to continue, to work at it, and I feel like it'll, being around, the team that we have, playing defense, and then with me doing that, it'll open up a lot of things for us, I feel like. So it'll be helpful.
Hey, Taylor. Congratulations on your contract. I know that you guys won the title less than a year ago, and I know Dwight and Rondo are back. But is it kind of weird to look around and be like, oh, it's like me, LeBron, AD, who are back from last year, back from the title team, and see sort of the changeover that you're still here?
Just learning that, it's the NBA. Just being around, having different teammates, and just seeing, the guys that came in and left out this locker room, just showing me that it's a business side to everything. So just being able to be here, I'm appreciative of it still.
And a quick follow-up: did you know your teammate Austin Reeves, his nickname is Hillbilly Kobe?
That's Hillbilly Kobe.
I just wanted you to know that.
Seriously, that is. I don't got nothing to say about that, but.
Hey, Jalen. LeBron and AD have been very vocal about how much they've supported you and how much they believe in you. I'm curious, heading into this season, what are some of the advice that they've given you in terms of?
You said the.
What is some of the advice
Oh, the
that
advice.
they've given you heading into this season?
I feel like more just being around a group of guys like with Bron and AD, just being around them, having me in their presence is something that goes. I feel like light years. I feel like it helps me and it could just ultimately just get me better. Just having me around is something that I need. I feel like I'm more of a visual learner. You don't have to really tell me too much. Just being around them, I'll just soak up their knowledge, and that's pretty much been what it's been. So I'm appreciative of it.
What's going on?
Yeah, John, how are you, man?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Good to see you again. I'd like for you to talk a little bit about your level of expectation because you have the reputation of always being able to lead and to help and to guide and to organize. And I'm wondering on this particular team, how much will those qualities or do those qualities have to come out from you?
I don't think it'll be any different from any other year. I pride myself on being able to control a locker room and get the best out of very talented players around me. So obviously, regardless of our maturity level, age, we still have probably one of the best talented teams I've ever played for. And I'm looking forward to collaborating with all these guys, learning from them, being a sponge, soaking up so much great knowledge from the players, also the staff again, and continue to move forward and try to accomplish one common goal.
Hey, Rajan, how
Hey.
are you?
How are you?
A lot has been said, obviously, about this team's age, but is there another side of that, considering looking at the depth of friendship among a lot of these guys? A lot of these guys have been around each other forever. I mean, what does it feel like playing on this team versus like other teams in the past heading into this season?
No one, we don't know, obviously. We haven't had any practices yet. We did have a little small mini camp in Vegas, but the energy and the chemistry already seems to be set in stone to where guys are willing to sacrifice. Guys are excited to play with one another. And as you said, a lot of guys have been friends for a very long time. And now we get a chance to go out there on the court and compete together, which will be very fun.
John, LeBron's figured out ways to win titles with different pairings of superstars along the way. Did it obviously with Chris and Dwayne in Miami. Did it out here with AD. Did it in Cleveland with Kyrie and Kevin Love. What is it about him specifically that allows him to adapt to kind of the changing sort of?
He has a blueprint. Not many guys had a blueprint in this league, and obviously, I think he's went to the finals, but 9 out of 11 or 9 out of 10 times. So I said this about him a long time ago. Like I said, he has what it takes to win. He knows what it takes and the caliber of players you need on the team, along with himself, to win championships. So he's done it. He's probably the best in our era that's done it, and I also feel like I have the blueprint as well.
On the blueprint, is it changing? Do you change yourself in these situations to like fit around other people, or is it enabling players to kind of to find themselves? Oh, I guess what is the blueprint?
Each team varies. I can't give you the secret to that yet, but maybe when I coach one day, I'll unveil it. But other than that, like I said, you do obviously. First thing is talented players, talented teams. There's a lot of things that go into it. Willing to sacrifice, buying in, having the right leader as a coach to lead the guys. Obviously, you guys heard Dwight, but you need a guy like Dwight on your team, a lot of energy. But nevertheless, like I said, we do have what it takes to win, and anything less would be a failure.
LeBron and AD specifically talked about how much you were missed last year. I'm wondering, did they play a role in?
They said that. Give me a second.
I missed you too, Rajon.
Oh shit.
But did they play a role specifically in bringing you back here, and where do you think, as it pertains to playing with those guys or working with those guys in the locker room, what you can kind of bring to the table?
Well, it's not a secret. I think I wouldn't be here if those guys didn't vouch for me, or I get their approval of stamp. So, I texted Brian and AD. I even texted them a simple thank you. Not taking anything for granted. Things happen in this league so many times. You never know what can happen possibly. So, it's been a fun ride. It's been a fun journey. But obviously, coming back here in this organization, this great group of people, along with these great teammates and coaching staff, I look forward to the very top, and trying to get back to the championship and bring a title here, another title here in LA.
Hey, Rajon. AD and Frank were talking about him playing more center this season and kind of going back to the 19-20 model of him playing almost half his minutes there. What made that so effective in that season, and what kind of advantage does it give you guys when he's at the 5?
Well, he's so versatile. He can stretch. He usually stretches the bigs out. If he's facing a bigger, slower big, he can take him out on the perimeter. If he's facing a smaller big, he puts him in the post. So, and then the best thing about this year, I believe, is a lot of the big guys that he bangs against. We have 2 of them on our team. So we don't have to worry about him getting worn down or banging against too many big guys in the league, because we have 2 of the best on our team within DeAndre and Dwight.
Kurt Sandoval, ABC7. Nice to have you back. As you well know, sometimes in sports, it's the healthiest team that wins at the end. How much of that is part of this blueprint?
Well, that's part of any championship, team. I think obviously you need health, you need a little bit of luck, you need a man above to bless you. So we have great depth, great talent, and what's misunderstood, I think, is we have great professionals. Guys are really pros. Guys, obviously, you can't last in this league without being disciplined and getting your work in and taking care of your body, playing 16, 17 years. And I think we have about 5 or 6 guys that's over 15 plus years. So people talk about the age, but people don't understand the mindset that we and those guys have, and the discipline that it takes to play in this league this long. So I'm not worried about it. If it's not meant to be, it won't happen. But nevertheless, if we are healthy, I expect us to win.
Hey, Rajon, Mike Trudell in the middle here. What's up? So a lot of guys on this team last year mentioned the bubble and just the impact that it had on the previous season. I wondered if you felt that in Atlanta with the Clippers, and how having more of a regular offseason this year could impact.
I didn't hear the middle part of the question. You said the bubble?
Yeah, so basically the bubble's impact on last season, and wondering now this season, returning 4 months off instead of 2 months off, what kind of impact you think that has, especially on a veteran team.
I think it's an advantage. Obviously we have more time to prepare, to heal. Preseason's a lot longer. I haven't had a preseason like this in almost 2 years, so it's exciting, and it's good that guys will be able to get rhythm. Also, guys will be able to get rest, so we can hit the season ready to roll, healthy as possible. And like I said, I think it'll definitely benefit our team in particular, having a regular season, a full season, 82 games.
Welcome back.
Appreciate it.
How much do you enjoy the process of a season, and what goes into that process to be successful?
I love the process of the entire season. I love the process of regular season itself. Obviously, you get to learn about one another. You get to dissect each other's plays. As far as I'm talking about it internally, the team, you get to learn the guys' tendencies, and you get to figure out your weaknesses to where you can sharpen those things before you get to the playoffs and make that run.
Hey, Rajon, welcome back. It's good to see you.
Appreciate it.
Curious, what is the dynamic between you and Russ over all these years? I mean, obviously there was the moment in the bubble that people remember.
It really wasn't me and Russ. It was actually me and my brother. Russ and I, we've been competing for so long. He's one of the best, one of the ultimate competitors I've ever played against in my career. So I love competing against Russ. I know he's going to bring it every night. I know he's looking to destroy me. Likewise, I'm looking to destroy him. So it's no better feeling to go out against someone that plays at a high level that you respect and that's going to bring it. Oh, we appreciate it. See you guys.
So how you doing?
Yeah, good morning. It's almost afternoon, yeah. So how you doing today? Everything good?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
I'd like for you to talk just a little bit about your level of anticipation going into the season and also what you got out of the team's little get-together when you were over in Vegas.
Definitely excited for this upcoming season. Just been preparing myself all summer, just getting ready to shine. And this past weekend in Vegas was good for the team. We built a lot of chemistry. Everything we did was team oriented, so everyone was included. Everywhere we went to eat and things like that, just building that chemistry.
Hey Kendrick, Kyle Goon with Southern California News Group. Obviously, Miami's very famous for the culture of work ethic that they have there. What do you think about this roster and this group will kind of create work ethic and accountability?
With the makeup of this team, I don't think that work ethic or anything like that is an issue. A lot of veteran guys, a lot of guys that had major success in this league. So I don't think that'd be an issue. And guys like me that have the younger guys that have good work ethic and that's hard working and just willing to do anything to help the team. I think that's another key.
Kendrick, Dan
Yeah.
Wicke with the LA Times. You play with great players in this league, but I'm curious, what's it like as, especially in this group, a young player, to look up and see Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James, guys that have been doing top tier stuff in the league for so long. What's it like for you?
I mean, it's a surreal moment, but I'm also alongside with them as well. So I have a job to do, and I play up to my potential. And being a younger guy in the locker room is just, I want to learn a lot from these guys. A lot of veteran guys, and it's a lot of experience. It's only my third year in the league, so I'm definitely a sponge in the locker room.
Hey, Kendrick, just wondering as you look at this roster and thinking about the approach to scoring and playmaking and kind of making the right play within what Frank Vogel and the group wants you to do, is there anything you have in your head, or is that something that's going to come as you get into camp and you get into games?
I feel like that's something that's going to come. Just playing the game the right way and just bringing my strengths to the game. That's all I can control, and pieces will fall in line. Yeah, definitely. One of my draft workouts was here with the Lakers. I think I had maybe 12 or 13 workouts, but definitely coming here was that feeling that I want to put on the Lakers jersey and play for this organization. Yep. Okay. That's south a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. A month, right? Damn. Yeah, I keep tabs on you, man.
Hey, DeAndre. He's one of the few people that I know that can go to Paris for 30 days and stay.
Must be that raise.
Must be.
This hasn't started yet.
Hey, Magic and LeBron, those are the other two that I know of that can go and stay gone for 30 days. Okay. You've always been one to be up tempo and upbeat about everything. And I would imagine that same feeling is even 10 times now that you're here with this organization. Is that be a correct assumption?
Yeah, it's exciting to be back in LA. Just a couple miles down the road. But this organization and this group of guys is great. We got a great mature group of guys that are, know how to play the game, cerebral thinkers, high basketball IQ guys, and I'm just excited to be on a team that's put so well together and so versatile.
And also, not only great players, but good friends as well.
Right, yeah.
Hello, DeAndre Jordan.
We have any other questions? Anybody?
That was a statement. That wasn't even a question. Some years
Hello,
ago.
hello, BT.
How are you? Nice hair. Some years ago, you actually talked with the Lakers when you were a free agent. What made this the right time?
I think now is a situation where when you get older in your career, you start to think about things differently. And obviously, you want to be able to compete for a championship and compete for something that's bigger than yourself. And with a roster that's put together like this, it was hard to pass up on, especially being able to come back to LA in a place where I consider my second home. And I was here 10 years, my first 10 years of my career. And, a lot of great things have happened for me here. And just to be able to come back is going to be great, especially on a team like this with a group of guys like this.
Hi, DeAndre. Dan Wyke with the Los Angeles Times.
Hello, Dan. I've heard of you.
You've seen it in your career. Groups of stars kind of come together and try to make it work. What are the keys to figuring that out? This team, obviously, with three tip-top guys and Russ, AD, and LeBron. Like, what does it take to have that work and not have it be sort of one of those cautionary tales of too much talent?
I think it's just about sacrifice, about giving up yourself for something that's greater. And I think that everybody on this team has done that before at some point in their career. And they're willing to do it now, too. We hear a lot of we're old and all of that stuff, which is that's fine, but our roster is so deep that and you want to have a deep roster. You want to have guys like this on your team who are able to be able to be in those pressure situations and compete and be able to produce. And we have guys like that. And the season is so many ups and downs, so many bumps. It's a roller coaster. There's injuries and obviously with the pandemic, there's sometimes where some unfortunate things may happen. So our depth is going to be huge for us, and I'm really excited for it.
Hey, DeAndre, Kyle Goon from Southern California News Group. You're sort of an expert in superstar chemistry from the teams you've been on in your career. I'm just wondering, with LeBron and Russ and AD, from sort of the preseason stuff to the mini camp you guys just had in Vegas, what have you seen in their connectivity that gives you signs that this could work out this year?
Well, we have a lot of great leaders on this team. A lot of guys who can do different things on both sides of the basketball. And LeBron is obviously an amazing basketball player on both ends of the basketball floor. He sees so many things that as his teammate, you don't even think he sees. Like the other day in Vegas, he threw me a couple insane passes where I was just trying to get into his vision, but he knew where I was the entire time, even with his back turned. And with a guy like that who is able to lead the league in scoring, he's so unselfish. And same goes with Russ. His athleticism on both ends of the floor and how tenacious he is driving to the basket. It opens the floor up for him to get layups, for other guards to get jump shots, for us to catch lobs and just put pressure on defense. And the same with AD. He can score on all three levels of the I'm sorry, somebody screaming. He can score on all three levels of the basketball floor, and he's a great defender. So with those three guys at the helm, I think that as I think as the complementary players, we're gonna, we'll do our jobs and we'll be fine.
What were your biggest takeaways from your guys' time together in Vegas? And did you guys talk a lot of X's and O's and how you guys are going to make this work? Or was it more just like hanging out together, building chemistry, enjoying each other?
I think it was a little bit of everything. We obviously have had time in here this summer to be able to work with each other, but not in a big group like that. We talked the game of basketball a ton, and we were able to incorporate some things on the floor that we were probably going to do in training camp anyway. And with a group like this, we have the talent, we have the IQ, the camaraderie, but we wanted to be able to, get a head start on what other teams have over us at the moment, and that's just time together. So the couple days that we had in Vegas was really good, and it kind of gave us a little head start so we don't have to go over certain things once official practice starts.
Hey, DeAndre, just wondered in your years of playing against Anthony Davis, what you thought when he was at the 5 versus at the 4, and what you would potentially either switch off or he would help on D, and what that's like for an opponent going against him.
I think at the 4 or the 5, AD is still a hell of a basketball player. I think you can put him at any position on the floor, and he's going to still be Anthony Davis. Obviously at the 5, he spaces the floor a little bit more, and it's a little tougher for traditional 5s to be able to guard him. But also at the 4, he's able to make plays and put pressure on defenses. And with Dwight and I back there, we're able to help flatten the defense to where, if the 5 does help, he's able to make, because he's a great passer. So he's able to make that little push shot, lob pass, and things over the top or underneath, just to make the defenses play a little bit more honest. So, and then his ability to be able to switch a lot of the pick and rolls is going to be huge for us.
Hey, DeAndre, Bill Orem with The Athletic. You're just talking about it. It's been a theme today, AD at the 5, but also the idea of getting back to the 2 big model that worked a couple of years ago. With all those kind of factors in place, what is your sense of how much opportunity there is for the traditional bigs, you and Dwight, with the way this roster is built and the way you guys are going to play?
I think, first of all, I think that the game or the series will dictate what the game or series needs at that point in time. But I think that it'll be a ton of opportunity. I think that, like I said before, we have the versatility to play so many different lineups. We can play small, we can play super small, we can play big, so we have a lot of different lineups that we can play with. And sorry, AD's being AD. But it's gonna be good for us to be able to have that versatility and be able to adjust. And not only every time we should adjust to other teams, I think the other teams will have to adjust to what we're doing as well. All right, y'all. Thanks. I'm loving the crew. Huh? My purple hair, you like it? Make sure y'all get y'all hand sanitizer, keep your hands clean. All right, here we go. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, hello to you too.
I miss you guys so much. I just want to say
No,
thank you
quit
guys
lying.
for staying this long and being here. I know you guys have interviewed everybody today, and I'm the last one. So I appreciate you guys. All love. Thank
And
you.
with that,
Yes, sir.
how have you seen yourself change since the last time?
Last time I came, well, I think I try to grow and change every day. I don't think none of us always try to remain the same. I think we're supposed to grow. It's the more experiences that we have in life, you know. So I feel like the experiences that I've had being in the NBA has brought me to this moment here today. I'm very thankful for who I am and the process that I've had to go through to get here. And I'm just so happy to be back home. You know, this is one of my favorite places in the world, especially playing here, being here with all the fans and you guys. So I'm just looking forward to it, having another great year, and just experiencing this great season that we're going to have. I think with all this talent that we have and the way that NBA is going, and this year being the 75th season, I think it's going to be one of the greatest seasons that we've had as the NBA in a whole.
And the experience that you bring to this club is probably unlike any other because you do it not only on the floor,
Yes, sir.
but off the floor with your energy.
Yes, sir. Always. You know, always got to stay positive. You know, there's no need to be negative. There's no need to bring any negative energy around. There's so many things that have happened in our society the last couple of years, with COVID being the biggest thing that has really just shocked our world. You know, all of us have lost people, lost things, lost, possessions, stuff like that. So it's been a very difficult year for a lot of people. But I think that through basketball and through what our team can provide in other teams in other cities, we can provide, just a level of love, and peace, for a lot of people around the world. And hopefully we can provide that this year. So I know for myself, just want to spread a lot of love, give some good smiles and some warm hugs and enjoy this season. I know it's COVID, everybody's like, stay away, but I love you guys, and I'm looking forward to this season.
Hey, Dwight, was that Crew Love that you were humming when you got up there?
Say again?
Was that Crew Love that you were humming when you got
Crew
up there?
Love?
Yeah.
I'm loving the crew.
I thought it was, right. Hey,
y'all the crew, right?
Dwight, from
Media crew.
It's been just like a calendar year, right? That from the bubble in the actual championship. But do you get a sense of the team now, and not that you have to compare and contrast, but whatever it was that made that team work, how do you try to impart that on this new roster?
I just think that, I know we have that trophy, and I think we have to, separate. It's a whole different team from, that team. And I think with this team right here, you look around this roster, I think the reason why, we feel so confident in who we are is because the love that we have for the game and the way we express it. All of us are very, I would say, passionate players. When we step on the floor, we have so much passion. We play with energy. We play with effort. And we're all about our business when we step on the court. And I think this is going to be a great season for all of us. The love that we share with this game of basketball, I think is going to push us over the top. So I'm just looking forward to, tomorrow's first day, official day of training camp. And, this process of getting to the finals.
Hey, Dwight. Good to see you again.
You as well.
Rob and Frank have both shared that this team is on course to be 100% vaccinated by opening night. LeBron and Bays both talked about kind of their personal journeys in deciding to get vaccinated after some initial hesitation. The last time you were here, you shared that you were at that point not really a believer in vaccines.
I'm just going to keep that out of it. We're going to not talk about none of the vaccines. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I have a lot of opinions on it, but not on camera.
There's nothing nothing you'd want to say about your own personal evolution on that?
No, sir.
Where you landed?
I want to keep that private. HIPAA law.
That's not what HIPAA is, but okay.
Hey, Dwight. Kyle, right here. How you doing, man?
Good.
When you came to the Lakers 2 years ago, that was sort of a turning point in your career, and you had, I think it's fair to say you had struggled to find a foothold. What about that and that team kind of changed things for you, and how have you been able to sustain that over the last 2 years?
Well, it's just my own personal mindset, and I think with what we have this year as our team motto is championship mindset. In order to win, in life, anything, you got to have that type of attitude, that mindset, whatever it takes. Be willing to do it. What are you going to give up to get? And when I came here for the Lakers the second time, that was just my mindset. What are you willing to give up to get that trophy? And it's very hard for a lot of players to want to give up getting points or being the main guy on the team, stuff like that, especially when you've been in that position for a very long time. All of us may have those kind of egotistical thoughts, but coming into a situation like this for myself is no ego. I don't care about, personal glory, personal stats and stuff like that. It's all about just holding up that trophy and celebrating with my family and friends and stuff like that. So, and my teammates. So, all the other stuff, it doesn't really matter. We've been playing for so long that we've had our chances to get those individual awards and stuff like that. But the big picture is to win that trophy and bring the city together. So that's the biggest picture.
Hey, Dwight, Dan White with the LA Times. Two quick ones. Just to be clear, is that 100% designation? You're a part of that, just in terms of vaccination?
Say it again.
Just to be clear, you have been vaccinated. I don't need to know the whys or hows, but
I don't even want to talk about it. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to keep that personal. I think that that's not everybody's business to know what we do with our bodies, and I think everybody has a right to decide that. What they want to do with their bodies, and I don't think that it should be everybody's business. What shots you get, what vaccines you get, because it's a million vaccines out here that people have gotten, and I don't think we've all talked about what vaccines we've gotten besides this one. So I know everybody wants to be protected and be safe. So I think that's on you to protect yourself and make sure you protect the people around you. But talking about it, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry.
Well, my other question's not about that. So, from a basketball standpoint, you've had kind of a pretty interesting journey in this league. Are there ever just moments where you look around and be like, I'm on a team with Carmelo Anthony, LeBron James?
Every day.
And it's just like...
Every day I'm thinking about it, just being on a team with all these guys, and then playing for the Lakers. Again, this is amazing. It's a great experience. A lot of people say, why would you come back? They did this, they did that. That doesn't matter. We all got to learn sometimes to put our pride to the side and do what's best, and do what's best for your career, your life. And why wouldn't I miss this opportunity, being here playing for the Lakers again and having a chance to win, but also playing with, some of the greatest players in the world. Carmelo, we played together in the Olympics. Russ, watched him play for a very long time, and I'm just looking forward to it. This guy averages triple doubles, so it's like he loves to pass the ball. And I watched him in the playoffs against last year when we played him. The big man was eating. So when they said Russ was coming to LA, I said, oh man, it's a dream come true. So I'm looking forward to playing with Russ, and just the energy that he brings to the game, the fast pace way he plays, the up and down, the rebounds, the intensity. I think that part is going to also rub off on everybody else. And all of us are real intense already, but he's like another level, so we're looking forward to it.
Hey, Dwight.
How you doing?
Real good. How are you
Good.
doing? When you guys won a championship in 2020, a lot was talked about concerning the mini camp and how it helped set the tone and build a lot of chemistry. I'm curious, did you feel the same thing this time around when you guys went to Vegas? And then also, I would love to know, what were some of the team bonding, building things you guys did off of the court during that time?
Well, I think that because we're a lot older, that just soon as they said all of us was going to be on the same team, I knew that our chemistry was going to be great. Because, one, like I said earlier, we all love the game of basketball. We love to compete. We're very passionate about what we do. This is why all of us have been in the league for so long. Average NBA career is 3 to 4 years. You got 17 years, 18 years, 19 years, 14 years, 15 years. You got guys who've been playing, who've exceeded, what everybody said we would. So It just shows the love and the passion that we have for what we do. And I think that that's what's going to keep our chemistry together. The love that we have for the game, how passionate and how hard we work to be successful. Uh, seeing somebody like Russ do that every day in the gym, LeBron doing that, Carmelo, AD, seeing us work like that is just going to give us more, motivation, to want to continue down this path because we know we're going in the right direction. So I think this is a perfect situation for all of us. Going to Vegas was great just for us to get in the gym together and work out and stuff like that. But we got chemistry, and the chemistry starts with the love that we have for the game, and love just brings back the remembrance of everything. So we're just happy that we're together in this moment, and we're going to make the best of it.
How much fun did you have making that video, and are there any others in store?
Which one?
Well, the latest one.
The last video
Yes.
I made of me working out?
Yeah.
I have fun every day. I try to enjoy every moment that I'm alive. I understand that this is the only time that we'll ever have life in these bodies. So try to enjoy it every single moment, no matter what is going on personally in my life. And always smile. Always just enjoy it. What you don't use, you lose. So I'm not gonna stop smiling because I don't want to lose that.
Was that a custom octopus costume?
Was that custom?
And then did you get to keep it?
That was a custom outfit. The mask itself had to weigh at least 25, 30 pounds. It's very heavy. It's very sweaty under there. It was very hard to sing with the mask on. So I prefer to sing without the mask.
By all means.
But which is crazy. I was like, I can't wait to take this mask off and really sing. But I enjoyed myself. I think the biggest part of it was my mom. It's her favorite show. So that was the reason why I wanted to do it. I remember us driving up to the set, and she saw the little sign that said Masked Singer. She was just looking at me and looking at the sign like, Masked Singer, you gonna be on this? And I said, yes, Mom. This is why I brought you here. She started, crying. She was very emotional just from the thought of me being on the Masked Singer, and that's her favorite show. She stops everything that she's doing to watch that show. So I was like, I got to do this for my mama. All right, you guys. Y'all have a wonderful day. Did I get to keep? No. They're going to make me another one.